Okay, so just a quick question. Where does the money go from? Is it the Mosul Relief Fund?
It is the Mosul Relief Fund, which is in turn goes through our Bishop Husseina Francis Kalabat. We are coordinating. This money is going directly to Iraq. We're coordinating with Bishop Bashar Warda and Bishop Emil Nono, and with the committee of 3 other people with them. So there are 5 people in the committee. The 2 bishops, 2 laymen, and they see where the need is. We send the money to them. They distribute to the needy, and they give us names of everybody that receives the aid. Name and telephone number, so if we want to verify it, we could.
And what kind of things are they getting for aid-wise?
In the beginning, it was food, it was water. Right now, shelter is the most common thing that they need, all of them.
Because they
live in the streets.
They did say in the speeches that the food is not a big issue anymore.
Not anymore. In the beginning, it was water as well, but right now, it's shelter. They're living in the streets. There's 5,000 families in the streets. So that's what we need to do this.
And so is the money, is it going to individuals for homes? Is it going for rent? Where is it going?
It's going for rent.
Okay.
Hopefully the next batch will be for rent. We would like to probably rent 100 homes in coordination with the 2 bishops and the 3 laymen. 100 homes, 3 families per home. That's what we intend to house. That's per Bishop Bashar Warda. So.
And these locations, where are they located for these rental homes?
These are around Ankawa.
Okay, because we're getting reports that there's a lot of people that there's no place to put them. They're sleeping in the streets. They're sleeping outside of schools, inside of schools. They can't even start school in Erbil because of all the people. Is there anywhere for them to really go, even with this money?
All the reports you heard are true. There are people everywhere. The thing is, we have 130 to 140,000 displaced people. We're going to do our best, whether we rent 100 homes, 200 homes. If we can put 20 people per home, that's still 2,000 to 4,000 people. There's still, if you do the math, even if we assume it's 130,000, if we help 4,000 people, there's still 126,000 that are out there that need help. The problem is big, but we have to do our part. We cannot just wait for governments to act. These are our people. We need to make a difference in their lives as much as we can.
Okay, we did hear about the bishop going to Washington recently. What exactly happened at this meeting and what was talked about, what was accomplished?
Sure. Well, our last meeting was actually in New York with the United Nations. We actually had both Bishop Francis and Bishop Sarhead from San Diego with a group that we took with us. 2.5-day trip. We met with the Secretary General, Deputy Secretary General of the entire United Nations, Mr. Eliasson from Sweden. After the meeting, they declared a level 3 emergency, which is the highest level under the United Nations system, to make sure humanitarian aid gets to the floor as quickly as possible, and they really called it a crisis. The next day after our meeting, the United Nations Security Council passed a resolution, 2170, that pretty much said we're going to go after ISIS in terms of sanctions. Member states should not support ISIS, and they named 6 people that are actually supporting ISIS. So it's a first step. We also met with 12 different countries, ambassadors from 12 different countries, to try to get them to understand the plight of the Iraqi Christians and hopefully welcome them for those that do want to leave. You know, it's important to actually try to keep a safe haven in Iraq if possible. But
was that included in the sanctions, a safe haven?
No. The Security Council resolution, all it did was talk about sanctions against ISIS, that we won't stand for terrorism, and pretty much warning any member state that currently does support ISIS to stop supporting ISIS. Because a lot of people don't know that there are states out there, countries out there that are supporting ISIS. ISIS has over $2 billion. They have weaponry. They're raising over $3 million a day from their illegal oil sales to the black market, trying to cut the flow of funds to ISIS to hopefully slow them down. Well, that was a UN resolution. Before Congress actually left, we actually got House Resolution 683 passed out of the House unanimously. We also have a resolution in the Senate Resolution 530, that when they come back, it will be passed, we hope. It has 41 co-sponsors out of 100 senators. And then we're also working on bills to try to bring people here.
What are those resolutions exactly?
Sure. The resolutions, both of them, on the House and Senate side, talk about humanitarian aid as a must, talks about creating a safe zone, safe haven, and talks about trying to expedite visas for those that want to come here to the U.S.
Okay, so to your knowledge, what does exactly a safe haven entail?
That's a great question. Just an area, the Nineveh Plains, where it's self-governed and safe for Christians and other religious minorities to live in. People have debated what that means. We're actually just trying to get some action. And so the first piece we always talked about was humanitarian aid. And then, like I said, try to protect the people that are there. And then those that want to leave, because some people, their psyche has been broken because their neighbors that they've lived with for 20 or 30 years, they're the ones that have pointed them out to ISIS. They're the ones that have ransacked their house. They're the ones that the Iraqi Christians can never trust again. They don't feel like going back. We have petitions every day for people wanting to leave. And so we want to be able to create options, whether they want to come to the United States or Canada or Sweden or Austria, any other country in the world, Australia, which has taken a few thousand, France. So they do have options to go around the world. But we are in talks every week with the White House. We actually had a White House call on Friday.
Over there, are you speaking with anybody in particular?
Yeah, we met with, we had a meeting actually July 31st with the White House before they sent out a press release. We met with Deputy National Security Advisor Ben Rhodes and his team. And we continue conversations with the White House every week in terms of some of our needs, hoping for them to act. And so everything's very fluid.
Okay, sounds good. It sounds like you're doing a great job, and God bless the bishop, and thank you very much.
Thank you.